Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Ball teed up, Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with a loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
And the coverage passes an early test. They've got somebody there to knock it away, and that's going to bring up second down. That's going to be something to watch as this game goes on, Brock. We know they like to take their shots throughout.
Yeah, and we know this league today, Kate, loves to play that umbrella coverage, right? Try to keep everything in front of them.
Yep.
The only way you're going to get behind them is to take shots like that one.
Jackson trying to get on second down. It's his running back. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
A motion at tight end left. They'll run here on first down. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Lamar off to play fake. The left side caught by Andrews. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's your bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
He sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Lamar now from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 5 right up next to that line to gain. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Third down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive. Here he is on 3rd and short. Has his man. It's cut by Andrews. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish up an excellent opening series. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Cowboys nothing.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year signal caller.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game he had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the 1 interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with their rookie from Michigan. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
They'll work against the blitz. Dump off caught by his back. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And the fair catch is made just about a yard or 2 short of midfield. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And he's been more than just his work as a passer this season. Look at this. He's gotten the job done on the ground as well. 2nd among NFL quarterbacks in rushing yards. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8. 2nd down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Handoff on 2nd and short. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. 3rd and just 2 to go. Back-to-back carries here. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down. A little outside their comfort zone to try and field goal, so instead they're going for this on 4th down. Jackson keeping it himself. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Some tough running from the leader of the offense right there. Didn't have a ton of room, but he made it work well enough to move those chains.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. First down, here's Lamar. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. And bring the tight end left. First and 10. They're going to get to him, and what a shot! The football's out! And the Cowboys scoop it up. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it back. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys finish off their opening drive. Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys tie this game 7-7.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Coach Don Harbaugh sending his Ravens offense back to the field. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution, and more than likely, making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
Baltimore offense to the line now. First and 10. They go play fake with Jackson. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Savon Rebel with the pick. And the Cowboys are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Going to the ground again on first. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. Second and goal coming up.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys parlay the interception into points. Aubrey good on the point after. And the Cowboys take the lead here, 14-7 in the first.
Ravens 7. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. His return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
Kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
Cowboys scoop it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Okay, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot. Right, he's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They're going to try and throw it here. That's cut at the 4! And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. He runs it across. Touchdown! The Cowboys capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys double their lead to 14.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Slot man in motion left. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. A designed run. Jackson keeping it. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Their 48-yard line.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. 21-7 is our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Lamar's going to keep this one. Nearly broke even, but the defenders followed that zone read well. It's going to cost him about a yard.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the Booth Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
All right, a couple yards to make up, Brock. Time to rediscover the magic on this drive. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. Throw is caught. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
To number 84. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
This 8-play drive might be on its last legs here, partners. They try to figure out this 3rd and 7. Jackson to throw it. Pushes it towards his running back, but it's going to wind up incomplete. That brings up 4th down. Tyler Loop after the Ravens to attempt this field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Loop knocks it through. And that gets him back to within 11.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And in the closing stretch of this season, right now he is poised to finish as the league leader in receiving yards. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. This is complete, Jalen Tolbert. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down. We've set it downs from the 37. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Malachi Starks. And the Ravens will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. A give now from the gun. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Hoping to head in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Lamar. Dumped off to his running back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. 3rd and long, they're going to throw. And oh, he got it! Interception! Fatu Melifonwu with the INT. And the Cowboys will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception. Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. First down, and they go right back to it. And they catch him, but not until he's picked up 8 yards. It's second down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After that little 8-yard scooch, here comes 2nd and 2. Dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And this one doesn't go far.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. Pass play now. Throwing the out route complete. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook is wide open.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing it again here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect the next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw in coverage too many times, there'll be more interceptions.
And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Looking in the air here. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Back now, pressure coming. Has it in close. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. We see the Ravens making their way out now. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. Looking quickly here.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
1st down throw for Jackson. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Savon Rebel with the pick. And the Cowboys get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. All set to go now from the 35. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
There's a dive up the middle. Had some room to work, and he took advantage, giving 7. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. They give it to him again. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys boat racing them to the halftime locker room. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys grow their lead yet again.
Ravens 10. Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Ravens taking over now on offense. Minimal time remaining in the half. And we'll see if they try to establish some positive momentum here, or if they just choose to head off and lick those wounds. On 1st down, Jackson gets him on the quick hitter. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. 2nd down now. They need 7.
At the 25-yard line.
They'll send their tight end right. Lamar now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Jackson now on 3rd. He's got it complete to Pickens. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
10 at the 38-yard line.
1st down. Here's Lamar. Quick slant here, caught by Andrews. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Again, it's Jackson to the air. Going deep here for the end zone. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens chop some of the lead off before the half. George Pickens the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens make it an 18-point game.
Ravens 17.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. So no return this time. Let's see if they run a play or if they just decide to kneel out the half. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. To the air now on 1st and 10. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
Completed to his running back. And he dodged the tackle. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Now Brandon Aubrey will try to knock it through for the Cowboys. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that stretches the lead to 21. And I guess we'll follow up with the rest of the NFL after this one ends. We're moving right along to the start of the second half. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Fields this one at the 3. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Blown back, it's the handoff. And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Dallas 1st down.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
To throw here on 1st down. Connects on the crosser. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that'll be good for Dallas 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st down from the 42. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be out.
Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
He'll air it out on 3rd. He puts some air under it deep down the left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, hold on a second. We've got a Raven hurting pretty good out there. They're going to head out to look at him. So fourth down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the advantage now sits at 24.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Ravens and George Pickens set for this next possession. And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment here in the third. So first and 10 now from the 30. Here's Jackson to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he picks up a good chunk of yards here. Looks to be about 7. He's up to the 37.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Nice play straight ahead. They stop him at the 39. No first yet, but they've got 3rd and very short coming up.
The 39-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Jackson trying to sneak it. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
On first down, they'll run. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Lamar off the play fake. Short pass caught by his tight end. He gets it up a little shy of midfield. Brought down by Deron Bland.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Motion man is the tight end. He's going left. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Having been in enough locker rooms at halftime, Kate, I know what the messaging was in there. Start the game out by sending a message. Doesn't matter you're trailing, run right at him and go make a point.
Much better job keeping him contained this time. He's going to be marked down right near the line of scrimmage.
That's pretty much textbook defense right there and how to stop a drop play. Guys near the line, keeping their eyes in the backfield, and then you collapsed all running lanes as soon as he got the ball.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson keeping it himself. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range.
QB runs can be some of the most difficult plays for these defenses, but not for the defense right there. Did their homework, and they get an A+ for how they defended that play.
Will this drive continue? Here comes 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Cowboys closing in, and they get to it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down. Baltimore lined up in punt formation. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. And he sets them back to begin this drive. That kick goes out at, I call it, about the 12-yard line. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. 2. Jair Alexander with the stop.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Looking slant route complete. And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. He's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
As any quarterback will tell you over the course of their career, it's not easy to deliver an accurate throw as you're about to get smacked.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's a throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. He's going to throw this one. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs. And he's now reached it with that last catch. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Handoff now out of the gun. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's their football, and with that type of lead we've got on the scoreboard, this game pretty close to over. Four yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll throw it. They sure came us all to make that play, but he hits the deck. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. To the air on 3rd and long. Complete out to the right side. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Sending him on the dive. And he will score. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys continue piling it on here in the 4th. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sails through good. And the Cowboys continue piling onto this lead.
17. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Escapes the defender. This makes it up to the 25. Baltimore running its offense out now. And the turnovers, Brock, a big reason they have played themselves out of this one. Hopefully they can keep it clean here, if nothing else.
Yeah, well, this drive isn't pertinent to this game maybe anymore, Kate. This drive is for next week. They just want something positive here to end the game and carry forward into the practices ahead.
Throwing now on first down, it's Jackson. That's Pickens with a catch out right. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It's a pickup for 6.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Completes it again to Pickens. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Running it now out of the gun. Rob Fleck, first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. This one falls incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Right side and into the hands of Bateman. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And that's going to wind up incomplete as that gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. They're challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
And they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's the backup. First throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way. And that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
This is a tough spot to be in. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing from the gun here. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. Totally flip the field and the tone of this drive.
A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Play clock getting close to 0. We get a timeout. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. Throwing now. Another shotgun. Hits him on the in route. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll run here on first down. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Pass play coming here. He brings it in. Ooh, he's not going to score, but they're just a yard away now as this sets up 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Cowboys continue adding to an insurmountable lead. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Cowboys tack on 7 more to their lead.
17. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he fields this one, but is not going to return it from the end zone. So the ball going to be placed down at the 35-yard line. The Ravens and George Pickens set for this next possession. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Fights his way through a tackle. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Offense said no more messing around. We're bringing out the big guy, the hammer. And for you physics students out there, that's a great example of Newton's law of motion. The more momentum you build up, the tougher you are to eventually stop.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Baltimore first down. 1st and 10.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. 1st down. Here's Lamar. This is Cox going right back to Andrews. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
2nd down now. They need 7. From the gun, Jackson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
He's going to loft this deep down the left. Intercepted in the end zone. Ifatu Melifonwu with the INT. And the Cowboys will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line. Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. He's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. Give him 25 on that play. And that's good for a Dallas 1st down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Running this one left. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Cowboys getting closer to their 13th win of the season. Second and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Connects on the crosser. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
We hear about basketball on grass so much more of the space and speed coming to the NFL game. That play's so indicative of it. Get that point guard in the open field and let him do his thing.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch. And he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Handoff on second and short. Ran into a wall that time. A couple of guys able to hold him right at the line of scrimmage. So third down now.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. Setting up to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Cowboys are winners as we say so long from Baltimore.